Good afternoon, Español 3. Today we're going to talk about positive and negative words. Some examples of positive and negative expressions, and we're going to kind of talk about these two things in pairs. So when we talk about algo, meaning something, nada would be the opposite, nothing. And then I have some examples. Yo tengo algo para ti, yo no tengo nada para ti. So notice that I have my no and my negative word in there. Same is true with the pair of alguien and nadie. They would be opposites of each other. We either say someone or no one. And so we say, alguien ha llamado para ti, nadie ha llamado para ti. Similarly, we have alguno and alguna, which is the opposite of ninguno and ninguna, and notice that they can be plural. We also have this algún and ningún, which need an accent above them, so please, when you're writing it, make sure that you fill it in. It says, tengo algunas cosas para tu cumpleaños. Notice that algunas matches cosas. And then under here, this thing that you can't see, it says, no tengo ningunas cosas para tu cumpleaños. Okay, so remember that we're dealing with a positive. We also have the opposite pair where we have our o or our ni, which sounds a little bit weird, but we put one O in front of the first choice and one O in front of the second choice. So we say, yo tengo que hablar o con tu madre o con tu padre. No quiero comer ni la pasta ni la pizza. I don't want to eat neither this nor that. We also have the pair siempre and nunca, which are opposites of each other. So we say, siempre hago la tarea or nunca hago la tarea. As far as positive and negative expressions go, we have también, which gets an accent, and tampoco, opposites of each other. So if you want to agree with somebody and it's a positive statement, you'd say yo también. If you want to agree with somebody to a negative statement, you'd say yo tampoco. So here it says, yo quiero ir a este concierto también. No quiero ir a este concierto tampoco. We also have con and sin, which I just put on here because I feel like they come up a lot. Con is with, si is without, and they're opposites of each other. When we make negative sentences in Spanish, we have to use what we call a double negative. In English, we wouldn't say, I don't know nothing about learning no negatives. But in Spanish, we say something pretty similar to that. All right, so double negatives in Spanish are perfectly acceptable and necessary. So if we say something like, dejaste algo en la mesa, you say, no, no dejé nada en la mesa. No, I didn't leave anything in the mesa. Siempre quería viajar a Costa Rica, and then you say, no quería viajar a Costa Rica nunca. Or you could bring the nunca to the front, and you could say, nunca quería viajar a Costa Rica. So I'm going to show you how these rules work for how to put these sentences together. As far as the rules go, it says most negative statements use the pattern no plus the verb plus the negative word. However, when the negative word comes first, only one negative word is necessary. So if you look at the examples, no lo veo nunca, we start off with no, therefore we need another negative word. If I start with nunca, I can just say nunca lo veo, I never see him. And I've basically said the same thing in both sentences. Says, su opinión no le importa a nadie, your opinion is not important to anybody, versus a nadie le importa su opinión. Again, we have said the same thing, but one of them has the no at the beginning, which requires another negative word. It says, once one negative word is used, the rest of the sentence must be negative too. So if I say, no le digas nada a nadie, literally we're saying, don't say nothing to no one. And that in Spanish is perfectly fine. That's great Spanish. You can't, in fact, say it any other way without using all of those double negatives. Again, we say, tampoco no dices nada de esto. Also, or neither, don't say any of this to anybody. Before a masculine singular noun, alguno and ninguno get shortened to algún and ningún. So it says, ¿has tenido algún accidente en el carro? I used algún because this is a masculine singular word. It says, no he tenido ningún accidente en mi carro. Again, I'm matching ningún to accidente. This is a question. It says, ¿tienes algún problema con la tarea? No, no tengo ningún problema con la tarea. Even though problema has an A, It's a masculine singular word. Okay, so problema is one of those rule breakers. I can also use tampoco, which is the opposite of también, to agree with a negative statement. So if it says, no me gustan los hipas de hablar, got my negative no in there, somebody can agree. They say, yo tampoco me gustan los hipas de hablar. No me gusta comer la pasta, yo tampoco me gusta comer mucha pasta. I don't like to eat it either. As far as the rules for o and ni, it says in both of these, one comes before the first choice and one comes before the second choice. So you're either saying, I like to do either or for the first one, or you're saying neither nor for the second one. Okay. It says, now you try it. Turn these sentences from positive to negative. And you kind of have to read over them. Sorry about that. It says, cuando voy de viaje, siempre compro algunos regalos. A mí también me gusta visitar los lugares turísticos. Yo siempre hablo, should say, la lengua del país con todo el mundo. Normalmente o alquilo un carro o alquilo una motocicleta. We got a little spelling error there. That should be an L. Okay. So you're going to take these sentences and you're going to make them negative. The answer should look like, cuando voy de viaje, nunca compro ningunos regalos. Notice those two match. Or, no compro ningunos regalos nunca. So we have to make all the negative words, we have to change it all over to negative. It says, a mí tampoco no me gusta visitar ningunos lugares turísticos. Yo nunca hablo la lengua del país con nadie, y normalmente ni alquilo un carro ni alquilo una motocicleta. Okay. Please make sure that you have taken your notes completely, and I will see you in class tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.